Welcome to Quest Software Foglight Video Solutions. This video will cover defining the connection settings for monitored Oracle instances. My name is John Sakaloskis, and I'm a technical product specialist with the Foglight team. The connection details category is used to define global connection settings, which apply to all instances and hosts that were selected before entering the Databases Administration dashboard. Users can configure SQL Performance Investigator connectivity, enable user-defined collections, and set VMware connection details. If multiple instances were selected before clicking Set Credentials, the dialog box will be empty and will not display the instance's names, ports, and connection details. The default options in such a scenario are Windows authentication for the Oracle connection details and using the existing host connection details for OS monitoring. If the connection fails verification, the status column will display one of several connectivity status messages. The messages, causes, and appropriate responses are listed below on the slide. To configure and define the connection settings for a database agent, log into the Foglight web console with the Foglight user and click on Databases. Select the row of checkboxes beside one or more of the Oracle instances. Click Settings and then click Administration. The Administration dashboard opens, containing settings for all of the selected agents. Settings are broken down into categories, which are organized under an Oracle tree. The Connection Details view contains a table that displays all of the agents that were selected before entering the Databases Administration dashboard. Click Set Credentials. To edit the Instance Credentials dialog box opens. Use the Connection Details section to enter the TNS Listener port or accept the default port of 1521. Use the Login Credentials section to type in the username and password used to connect to the Oracle instance. Select whether to enable OS monitoring in order to retrieve OS-related data such as CPU utilization or memory consumption. When enabling OS monitoring, ensure that it is the selected OS user has the privileges required for monitoring the operating system. To configure the OS monitoring credentials, use the Host Credentials section to select whether to log into the monitored host using the existing host connection details or to edit the host connection details. If the option is to edit the host connection details is selected, select whether to disable OS monitoring, which is enabled by default. Specify the requested authentication type. Local users the same credentials used to run the monitoring software agent manager on the Oracle host. Windows is a username in domain username format and the password which is used to log into a Windows-based monitored host. SSH DSA is an SSH private key generated via the DSA algorithm. SSH RSA is an SSH private key generated using the RSA algorithm. SSH login credentials is username and password used for logging into the Unix-based monitoring host. If any other option other than Agent Manager local user is selected, enter the required credentials. If you have Oracle instances that run on virtual hosts, monitoring such instances requires setting a dedicated connection profile in order to connect to a requested VMware server. Establishing such a connection is necessary in order to retrieve virtualization overhead data, that is, the percentage of CPU that is unavailable to this virtual machine because it is being utilized by other virtual machines or by VMware itself. The virtualization overhead indicator is displayed in both real-time and history summary pages. To edit the VMware connection profile, enable the VMware checkbox. Click the Collect VM Statistics link. Enter the details required for monitoring the CPU distribution data, that is, the vCenter or ESX hostname, the port, the VMware user, and the VMware password. Then click OK. When you're complete with editing the credentials, click the Set button. To validate the instance's connectivity, click Test Connection. The Verifying Connectivity Progress bar will appear. At the end of this progress, any connectivity issues are listed in the status column of the instance table. When the connection is successful, The status column displays the status message validated, which indicates that the instance connected successfully and the specified Oracle user has the required permissions. If the connection is unsuccessful, click the error message in the status column. The Grant Database Privileges dialog box opens. Use this dialog box to specify a sysdba System Database Administrator user with sufficient privileges. Type a sysdba user and password and then click Grant Privileges. Click Save Changes. The Applying Modified Settings progress bar appears. To learn more about Foglight for databases, visit support.quest.com. For quick support questions, follow us on Twitter @QuestExperts.